Hello, my name is Cheyenne, and for my study I decided to talk about self-harm in adolescence, so let's get started. There's a wide variety of authors involved in this study. Some of the primary authors in the study include Nicola Maj, Keith Hudson, and Elaine M. McMahon, and others. When adolescents engage in self-harm behaviors, there's factors in their life that could be a reason as to why they're engaging in the self-harm behavior. In this study, they particularly pay attention to self-esteem issues, impulsivity, and stressful life events that they experience. The study has primarily participants ranging from 15 to 16-year-old schoolmates from countries predominantly in Europe, specifically Belgium, England, Hungary, Ireland, the Netherlands, and Norway. The study also talks about how there was participants from Australia. However, it does not mention at any point in the study where in Australia the study took place. The way in which the study's participants were broken down was into 4 separate groups, which was simply thinking about self-harm, with no single self-harm episode within the past year, 1 single self-harm episode within the past year, or multiple self-harm episodes in the past year. So in order to assess the method in which they had harmed themselves, there were strict criteria in order to, determine how they self-harm and, the method in which they self-harm. So the 4 categories were initiated behaviors such as, cutting oneself or jumping from a certain height with the intent to harm oneself, ingesting an illicit substance, which was over the extent of the prescribed use, ingesting a non-ingestible item, or ingesting an illicit drug with the intent to harm oneself. So in order to assess these indicators in their life, they use a 20-question questionnaire that related to negative life events throughout the past year of their life that may have led to the ultimate self-harm behavior, or just simply thinking about the self-harm. In this study, it brought up difficulties with friends and peers, problems with or between parents, serious illness of family or friend, physical or sexual abuse, suicide or self-harm of a family or a close friend, death of a close family member or someone in their life, worries about sexual orientation, troubles with police, being bullied at school or in their home life, and problems with schoolwork. They used what's referred to as a multinomial logistic regression system in order to assess the associations between the gender, age, country, and psychological characteristics, and reported stressful life event categories and self-harm history within the past year to generate the results. So what was found was that 79.6% of the young people said that they had not experienced thoughts of self-harm within the past year. 14.6% said they had thought about self-harming themselves, but had not actually done so. 2.6% reported a single self-harm episode within the past year, and 3.2% reported multiple episodes of self-harm. Females were as twice as likely in comparison to men to have reporting thoughts of self-harm, as well as both single and multiple episodes of self-harm in comparison to men. Some differences also emerged between the different countries in the study. For example, in the Netherlands, they had low rates of both thoughts as well as episodes of self-harm among both genders. Hungary also showed a pattern that both males and females were less likely to report no thoughts as well as no episodes of self-harm, but only thinking about self-harm thoughts. Overall, I believe that this study effectively highlights the connection between psychological characteristics as well as stressful life events that could lead to the act or thoughts of self-harm. However, the study does have its flaws as well. For starters, it did not say in regards to the participants how many were men versus how many were female. As mentioned earlier, females were twice as likely to, engage in self-thoughts of self-harm and single and multiple episodes of self-harm, so I think that would have been important. Also, as mentioned earlier, the participants were 15 to 16, but I think showing, people who are under that age are still children and can still engage in that self-harm behavior. So I believe that if they would have shown participants under that age, it could possibly still show a connection. Additionally, even though the demographic is targeting the youth, it does neglect to show cultures, adolescents in different cultures and other parts of the world. They can include like North America, Asia, and Africa. Going to places all over the world could diversify the results even further. Different cultures have different forms of self-harm and also different opinions about people who self-harm, especially children. So by highlighting those different cultures and other countries would be very interesting as well. Despite these flaws, I think it is a very informative study and clearly demonstrates the link between psychological disorders and stressful life events and self-harm. So here's the reference for the study. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you.